One more. Oh, welcome to Movement with Mar, Maximum Awesome Results. Hi, I'm Marlene, and today we are finishing up our 6 exercise series with a standing balance. Standing balance with 6 exercises. I know that you might have some water nearby with a top on your container. I do want you to have a chair, or you can use your wall if you prefer, for today's practice of our balance exercises. You can follow me at totalcoverage.net and receive hard copy or email in the newsletter of these 6 exercises, or asking for all of the exercises in the series along with a complimentary recipe. Keep that in mind. And we will continue on throughout our movement with Mar, because we are looking for maximum awesome results. A couple of things before we get started. When we are getting up out of our chair, or whenever we are climbing stairs, or when we're walking outside and we're on uneven terrain, there is a cooperation between the brain, the nervous system, and the muscles and joints so that we have better stability. You see, we have sensory information that comes from our eyes, from our ears, and from our joints in our body. And so it's extremely important that we become aware and or mindful of evenly distributing that body weight, practicing our posturing. That means our shoulders are up, back, and down. Our shoulder blades are together. We feel lifted somewhat out of the hips. The arms are relaxed. We want to make sure that our weight is evenly distributed into both feet, and we feel planted on the earth, on our floor. We do check our shoes, and we always make sure, especially if we have ties on our shoes, that they are double tied. And the reason is, whenever we are doing our walking or whatever we are doing, we don't want those shoelaces to come untied and cause some other issue for us. So on that note, what I'd like us to do is let's begin. And so let's just take a couple of breaths in as we become aware of our posturing and what is known as our basics, basic stance. And that's where we stand, where our weight is evenly distributed. Our knees are over our ankles, our hips are over our knees, our shoulders are right in line with our hips. Our arms are just relaxed and down. Take notice that your weight is evenly distributed through the feet. The knees are soft. We're not locking and pushing our buttocks back, but everything is right in line. And let's breathe in. Oh, noticing that that chair is there just in case we feel a little unstable or a little wobbly as we move through what our first exercise is, a grouping of basic balance standing positions. So this is our basic stance. What is natural for you, or neutral spine is what I'll refer to it. And then our second, not our second exercise, but our second balance standing position is our wide stance. And wide means wider than our hips. I'm going to hold on to my chair, and I'm going to shift my weight from side to side and stand over here a little bit. And this is a wide stance. And so my legs are wider than my hips, and my toes are kind of turned out. So for some of us, depending on how we strike the floor with our foot, and you can check your shoes out, and that will give you information. Some of our shoes are worn on the outside, worn, W-O-R-N. Some are worn on the inside, some are more worn up by where the toes are, where the heels. And that lets us know how we strike the floor whenever we are walking. So my toes are slightly turned out, my hips are wider. Oh, I don't want wide hips. My legs are wider than my hips. And we just breathe in and out, and we become aware of this stance. Knees are softened, everything is still lined up, posturing and just breathing in and out, and feeling what this is like in this wide stance. And then I want us to shift our weight and bring one leg in, bring the other leg in, and toes are parallel again. And having those toes parallel now, we're moving into what is known as a narrow base. A narrow base. So our feet are together, and once again, our knees are over our ankles, our hips are over our knees, our shoulders are right in line with our hips, and we just shake out our arms, and our chin is somewhat parallel to the floor. We're not tucking down. That head is slightly lifted. It's not forward and it's not back. We've practiced that. The neck is right in line, and we feel that narrow base. Now this, we may feel a little bit of movement here, easy and gentle as you breathe in and out in that narrow base, just for a few seconds. Oh, we like to practice this maybe for about 10 to 15 seconds with our narrow base. And then you can utilize your chair, moving from that narrow base. I'm going to be here in my narrow base. And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to take my right leg back. I'm just stepping my right leg back. Now my weight is still evenly distributed. So all I've done is I've stepped back just a little, and I'm in what's known as a split stance. And here I am in my split stance. And we're practicing this because we want to make sure that our weight is evenly distributed and we feel planted into our base. Now our base would be our floor or our terrain before we do any kind of movement. And once again, we can feel that our hips are in line and our shoulders are in line and our chin is in line. It's not back, it's not hanging. Arms are relaxed, and we're just breathing in and out. Feeling that again for that 10 to 15 seconds, feeling that balance, noticing how you feel in this position, this split base. And then I'm going to lean towards my chair and come back and take that foot evenly in my narrow base, hand on the chair, and step the other leg back. Feeling the body weight, both feet. Now I'm turning towards you because I want you to see that my toes are forward, or I would be like this. That gives you toes are forward. Weight is evenly distributed. I have my wall here if I need. Breathing in and out. Checking how that feels. Hips, shoulders, arms relaxed. Head, check, make sure not here, not hanging. Looking straight ahead, pulling that chin slightly back. Head is slightly back. Everything is in line. And when you're ready, from your split stance, bring that foot. Now you're in your narrow base again. So I'm in my narrow base. Shake everything out. Whew. Okay. So I have my chair close by. So we had our basic stand. We had our wide stance. We had our narrow base. And then we had our 2 splits each leg in practicing 10 to 15 seconds each. All right, so this next one is a stand to sit. So this will be our second exercise in our 6 exercise series. Stand to sit. And so I have my chair and I'm standing here and I'm looking, and now I'm in a basic stance. So I'm in basic and my toes are just parallel or whatever's comfortable for you, because what we're going to do is we're going to sit and stand. There we go. We take our arms out and we sit and then we stand. Yes, now we have done this in practicing, okay? So we are going from that stand to a seated position. We feel that we are seated. If we need a little help, we hinge and we press up. Our arms come out. We push the buttocks back, ease down, and have that seat. We hinge slightly forward. We push into it, and we stand up, feeling planted, feeling our balance. So we lift the arms up. We push the buttocks back. We have a seat. And we relax. One more. Hinge forward, press up, and then all the way. Feel your balance. We're in that a little bit of a wider stance or basic stance. Your knees are over your ankles, your hips are over your knees, and your shoulders are over your hips. And then when you're ready, let's stand to the side. There we go. Now I'm going to move my chair. You can walk around your chair if you like. So I'm going to hold on to my chair. I'm in my narrow stance. So my feet are now together. And from this narrow stance, we're going to move into what's known as a tandem stance. Tandem. And so once again, I'm going to work with my right leg first. And I'm taking my right toe and I'm planting it against my left heel. And then my weight is evenly distributed as I stand. Toe to heel. Tandem. Now I'm distributing that weight. I feel my hips. I have my wall here, and I hold onto the wall. My shoulders are in line. I relax my arm, and when you're ready, if you'd like, bring that arm down or bring your arms up and hold that position knowing that your wall is right there. Or if you are beside your chair, I'm tandem here, holding on to my chair, and then when I'm ready here. And I'm holding that stance once again for 10 to 15 seconds. I'm breathing in and out. It's okay if you feel that movement that pulls your body back into that stability, that practices for that tandem and that unevenness or that terrain. And then relax the hand down. And then take your front foot and bring it back even. Shake out those arms. Bring those knees. Just take a little inhale. Because what we did with our right, we need to do with our left. So what I'd like us to do with our right leg on the outside is bring the right leg front to that left toe. There we go. Because we had taken the right leg back. So we're taking the right leg front to the left toe. Our chair is right here, our arm is here. Now I want you to feel that your weight is evenly distributed, because you may feel when you do this that most of your weight is on your back leg. So I want you to lift a little bit and feel your weight evenly distributed in both legs, the front leg and the back leg, not just the back leg. Even. So here we are, we're even now. Extend that arm out. That's my right arm. My left arm's on that chair. And then when you're ready, just release it. You know, you can always go back to that touch. Feeling really good. This is our tandem balance. Breathing in and out. And then when you're ready, relax that arm down. Bring that right leg back. Here's our narrow base. And then shift our weight. So I'm just softening my knees. And I'm shifting my weight. I'm lifting my heels. Just a little. Shaking that all out. Now I'm going to turn towards my chair. And this next exercise, this would be, let's see, we did all of our basic wide, narrow base, and split stance. That was our first exercise. Our sit to stand was our second exercise. Our tandem stance, both legs, front, right, and left. And now we're going to do our toe taps. So this will be our fourth exercise, toe taps. Weight is evenly distributed with our basic stance. And we're going to tap our toes forward. So when you're ready, you feel that your base is there, you feel your balance, and just tap the toe and back, and tap and back, tap and back, tap and back, tap, back, tap, back. Now one arm holds on and tap and back. Just one hand, tapping and back, easy and gentle here. And when you're ready, try that tapping the toe forward almost onto the side of your chair. Tapping both arms. You can relax the arms as you tap. Feel the weight shifting from side to side, keeping those hips easy and gentle. Now hold on to your chair. Look where you're tapping. So now I want you to look down, tap in front, and tap on the back of your chair. Tap at the back of your chair. If you have something to tap on the back of your chair. If not, just tap right out in front of you. We were kind of tapping in a diagonal. I want you to tap up. Tap up. Tapping up like this prepares us for stairs. So let's use one hand, because maybe when you're walking up the stairs, you're using a rail. Okay, that is great. So just one hand. And then take the other hand and still feel those tapping up, tapping up. Take your time. If you need to take a little rest, take that rest. Yes. And relax. Shake out those arms. Feel your weight evenly distributed into that balance. Those were our toe taps and our fourth exercise. I'm going to face you. My chair is right here. And I want you to notice that we're going from moving balance to stationary balance. And remember, I said all about our sensories, eyes, ears, and the joints. And so it's extremely important that that all works together and communicates together. So here we are in our basic stance. I want us to shift our weight to our left, slide the right leg out, soften the knee and just lift the heel. Take the other arm out, and when you're ready, just lift that leg up and hold. So we're holding that leg up. We may have our toe down, and we may be lifting our heel, and then finding that balance here. Toe is on the floor. Weight, once again, is evenly distributed. I'm not sitting back. My weight is evenly distributed. If you'd like a little more, lift that leg a little for 3, 2, 1. Touch here, touch the toe. Slide that leg back. Relax the arm. Feel the narrow base. Legs do not have to be touching to have a narrow base. Feel your narrow base. Take a little bit wider. Hold on to your chair. Weight is even. Shift your weight. Lift that left heel up. Walk it out just a little. Weight is even. Arm is raised onto the chair. Here we are. And when you're ready, lift that arm and just feel your balance here. So my toe is on the floor, my heel is lifted, my weight is evenly distributed. I'm lifted up out of my right hip. And when you're ready, touch here, hold, lift that leg a little, relax the shoulders. Hold that leg in that single knee raise or single leg lift. This is our single leg balance. And when you're ready, check here, see how you're doing. Know that chair is there for you. Staying lifted, shoulders back, and then touch the floor. Relax the arm. Slide that leg back, both feet. There we are. Feel your weight. Whew. Okay. You might want to do that 2 or 3 more times. Shifting your weight, lifting your heel, walking the toe out just a little, extend, hold here, then lift, then lower, hold here, slide back, feel the body weight, shift, lift, walk out. Yes, lift, hold, ooh, yes, touch, down, back, holding on always, maintaining, feeling good, taking a couple of breaths in and out. And our last exercise in this 6 exercise series is our side stepping. So I'm going to take my chair forward and I'm standing right behind it in my basic stance. Weight is even. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to my chair. I'm taking my right leg out. I step and I release my right arm. I come back to my center. I take left to left. I come back to center. Right to right. Back to center. Now I want you to notice, step out, narrow base, feet together. Yes, still on the chair. Back to center. Out, narrow base. Back to center. Step, narrow base. Hold. Touch. Back to center. Hold. Touch. Step out. Step together. Hold. Touch. Step into the center. Hands. Hold. If you'd like, you can practice. Relax the arms. Step out. Step together. Hold. Step behind your chair. Now it's right there. Step together. Hold. Feel that you are planted. Notice that your weight is evenly distributed. Not moving so fast that we just shift and not paying attention. Being mindful. One more time. Step out. Then feet together. And hold. Notice when you step out. Let's come back to our chair. Step out. You are in what? The wide stance. Weight is even. And then together. I love my chair. In our narrow base, let's take a couple of breaths. And release. And again. And out. Last time, holding out. Thanking all those body parts for cooperating. Knowing that you are strong, stretched, and centered. Happy, happy day. See you again. Movement with Mar.